whoop. All right. Welcome to the Video Confidence Masterclass. My name's Cindy Bruz. I'm the CEO of Lucidity Productions. And today I'm going to be sharing the 3 secrets to magnetize clients on camera. So as you probably know, we're going to talk a lot about camera confidence. We're going to talk about how to clarify your message. And then also something that stops up so many of our clients from doing their own videos is just simplifying the video tech. So being able to hit that record button on your camera, and I'm going to share with you the 5 toys that are going to seriously simplify the whole thing, make it so much fun. So whether you're setting up your home office studio or whether you're setting up, on the go traveling like my husband and I like to do all the time and doing like lifestyle vlogs, then this is going to be awesome for you. And then also at the end, I'm going to do a live Q&A. And then I'm going to be offering you a gift as well. I think I'm going to do that right before the Q&A. So make sure you stay through to the end. I have an attendance gift for you, and that's the Confidence on Camera checklist so that you rock your video shoot every time and you really know to just check those things off the box and know that you didn't miss anything. So here we are. This is my first time, by the way, using PowerPoint on Zoom. So I hope it works. So what you're going to learn, like I said, you're going to learn to clarify your brand message and make rockin' video scripts. 5 toys you need to simplify creating high quality videos. And then 3 principles for magnetic camera presence. Ooh la la. And a little bit about me. So for those of you who this is your first time seeing me or first time coming to any of my trainings, my partner Hans and he started Lucidity Productions 5 years ago in Hawaii. And in the meantime, we have traveled all over the West Coast and we've worked with hundreds of business owners to produce videos that really reflect who they are as people and help them just show up like authentically, professionally, but as themselves, as their real self, and not feeling like they have to put on a mask or a facade. And we've worked with like celebrities such as Marcy Shimoff of Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul. We've worked with Dr. Emoto, Hidden Messages of Water. Hans was the one to help launch the Hawaii Wellness Expo, and we had like 150 business owners we filmed in one day. So it was pretty epic. We've done a lot of great stuff. We love working with healers. And my background is I have over 14 years of sales and marketing experience with companies like Marriott, Google, LA Times, and I love sales. I love marketing, but I'm pretty over the corporate model. And so 5 years ago when I wanted to start a business and Hans asked me to join in as a CEO, I was like, oh my God, this is so perfect for me. So here I am 5 years later. And you know what was interesting was when we first started doing this business, I felt really nervous on camera. So it was kind of ironic. I was helping everybody else to get really confident on camera, but I myself felt awkward. And anytime that record button would hit, I would get in this like weird facade, or like I felt like I had to be in character or I had to be performing. I almost felt like an infomercial person and that sucked. And I didn't like that. And so he actually coached me a bunch, and that's why I'm teaching this class, because not only has he coached me to simplify all the video technology to help me not even fear that part, but he helped me just be myself. And having spent so many hours on sets with so many different people, I realized it's one of my biggest passions is to help them overcome that fear, to go from feeling like an infomercial salesperson to being themselves and knowing that that's actually what helps you attract clients. It's not putting on the makeup or the hair, although it always helps to look our best. So I'm going to share with you in the 3 principles of confidence section. I'm going to be talking about your brand and your look as well, just because we all know that when we look our best, we feel our best. So that's a part of it, but it's a small part, surprisingly. It's not the main thing. So I'm super excited to help you overcome that fear if that's something that you've been dealing with and you're just like, wanting to do videos, but you just keep getting stuck, or you create the videos and you just like keep tearing yourself apart when you're watching yourself on playback. That's something I've struggled with myself, and I'm going to share with you some really good strategies to overcome that and rock your videos and enjoy the process. So let's get started. All right, so how to clarify your brand message. This is something that if you don't know what you're going to say on your videos, it's really hard to be confident. It's really hard to show up authentically, and because you're sitting there trying to think about what you're going to say. So the question I'd love to ask my clients is, what is the main problem that you solve? And if you're not exactly sure of that, ask yourself, what do my clients, what's keeping them up at night? What is it that they are really struggling with, that they have no idea how to solve, and they're looking for guidance? So maybe they're actually Googling articles, or maybe they're Googling YouTube videos, and they're trying to figure out how to solve this problem. So the main problem, usually there's going to be a couple problems that branch out of that main problem. So try to like chunk up to the main problem that you solve. So the other way to really help yourself answer that question is ask yourself, like, who is your most ideal client? So who would you pay to work with? Who is someone that you look forward to your coaching calls, or you look forward to talking to that person and helping them and serving them? And this also applies to like product services. So like, say you're selling a product, who is your ideal client? It's usually the person that loves you for who you are, so you don't have to fake who you're being as a person, and you tend to share a lot of the same values. It's usually someone that you wouldn't mind going on a hike with, and you have compassion for them and you feel for them. And so when you're clarifying your brand message, what you're going to say on your videos, it's so important to know who exactly you're speaking to. A little tip about confidence on camera and being really authentic is speak to just one person. Like, I have an ideal client in my mind. Her name is Judy Cohen. She's one of my favorite people in the world. She's one of our biggest cheerleaders. She is like, from day one, ever since I met her, she loves Hans and I, and she's so funny. She's so thoughtful. She's such a kind person. She's always wanting to promote us to her people. And she started off so afraid to be on camera. And after working with us, she's like doing videos left and right now. She's founded the Wisdom Tree Academy. She was a coach for 40 years. So you want to think about some of the demographics. She's between, I think, 50 and 60, around that age. Although we work with many people in different age brackets, it's like we kind of target our message towards a specific type of person, and we speak to that one person when we're doing videos. I have a couple different ideal client avatars that I think of, like Jelena, she's one of our favorites. Kim Lee's one of our favorites. Gina Gabellini is one of our favorites. So we just like think about that one person, connect with their heart, and then just have a conversation with them around solving that problem and give them as much value as you can. So that's part of clarifying your brand message. And then here's another thing is, what makes you unique? Like, what is it about you that people love? And you can think about like maybe some of your best traits. Like, something that I think makes Hans and I unique is that we met each other in Hawaii, and we're really all about like the tropical vibe. We're all about aloha spirit, and people love that because they feel really taken care of. So like, you'll probably notice in our marketing, we use a lot of the aquas. We use a lot of golds. We have that eye right on the logo, and that eye represents the eye of your ideal client. And so when you think about your brand and you think about how you want to show up to people, think about like, what about your essence is going to bring them in? And it's like, it's vibrational, you know, it's sometimes it's hard to pinpoint it because you don't necessarily always see your own uniqueness. So if you struggle with this, ask some of your favorite clients, what is it about you that they love? And be open to receiving that, because sometimes you'll get things that you're like, oh, I took that for granted. I thought everybody was like that. I thought everybody had great customer service, or I thought everybody, um, you know, really crosses those T's and dots those I's when I do these, when doing these types of projects. And so just think about that. You know, what makes you unique? How do you stand out so that competition is a non-factor? Because once you have that heart-to-heart connection with your ideal client, they don't see anybody else. You just become that solution for them. What promise do you make to your ideal clients? So what we mean by that is, like, for example, think about the slogan of Nike, okay, of the global brand we all know. Their slogan is just do it. So they're talking about just do it, just work out, just exercise. So the promise that Nike is doing is they're promising you that when you buy their clothes, you're going to become athletic. Although we all know sometimes we just wear it for pajamas. I'm in yoga pants right now. They're not Nike, but you know, it's like the promise you get when you buy those yoga pants, you plan on doing yoga. And like part of our promise is expand your brand. You'll notice that is in our logo. And we're promising that when you do videos, you're going to expand your brand. You're going to expand your whole visibility. Your visibility shoots through the roof. You go from being invisible to being visible and building relationships with ideal clients. So think about you. What promise do you make to your ideal clients? And then, this is so important, okay? Do some market research before you create your videos. And not only is this going to make you so confident in what you're selling, but it's going to help you come up with tons of content. So we had worked with mentors a few years ago who helped us ask specific sets of questions that helped us to understand, like literally asking our ideal clients, what keeps you up at night? When it comes to creating videos, what is your biggest challenge? Well, guess what we discovered? So many people struggle with camera confidence. They hate how they look on, they hate how they sound. A lot of people hate the sound of their own voice, which is crazy, right? And then they also feel overwhelmed with the technology. And then the other thing is that they wanted to clarify, like, what to say. They don't know what to say. So it's no coincidence that the content of this masterclass is based on your guys' biggest problems. When you ask the questions directly, like to your ideal client, and you do it in a safe bubble type of space, it's confidential one-on-one interviews, or you could do anonymous surveys as well, depending on your style. You're gonna find things out, like, what do you wanna, you ask them, like, what do you wanna learn about? What is just boggling your mind when it comes to that specific problem that you're solving? You ask them, what is your ideal solution? You wanna ask them, like, if I could wave a magic wand and make the problem go away, what would I do? What would your result look like? So you want to be able to paint the picture of where they want to go. I think a big mistake that a lot of business owners make is that they assume that they know what their ideal clients want. And maybe you do, maybe you know what they need, but you don't always know what they want. And maybe what you want for them is different than what they want for themselves. And so you got to test things out. You got to ask them, hey, what do you think about the name of this program that I'm going to launch? What do you think about these videos? Like, if I were to create any videos, like, what would you want to hear about? What would you want to learn about? The same is true for creating articles or creating any kind of marketing content. The cool thing about videos is you probably already have tons of articles and tons of things you've already written in written form that you literally can just make into a video. So you probably have tons of content you don't even realize that you have, that you could turn into videos right now. And especially when it's based on specific Q&A or market research that you've done with your ideal clients. I hope that's helpful. I know that was a game changer for me. That's what took that market research piece took us from doing trades, $50 a video, to I think we had like our first $27,000 month, a couple years ago. And it was just like, oh, I get it. I get it. I don't have to guess anymore what my people want. I know now what they want. So that's really empowering. And that makes you so confident when you show up on camera. And then the other thing is, what feelings do you want your ideal clients to feel? So, for example, if you're really edgy and you're the kind of person that likes to throw F-bombs, see, Hans is like that. He likes to throw F-bombs. He likes to be like killer, like he's all, that style. That's his style of vlogging and his style of doing videos. And he tends to attract people like that. For me, I like to help women feel, and men too, I like them to feel comfortable in their skin. I like them to feel seen. I like them to feel accepted and heard just the way they are. And I have a big theme in my life of like queen, like the rising queen. And so I tend to call my women queens, and I tend to call them beautiful and radiant. And I just want them to feel that, so that when they show up on camera, they feel amazing. So like in your circumstance, we work with a lot of love coaches, for example, and they want their clients to feel really worthy. And so a lot of their marketing and a lot of their branding shows women who are happy and confident and free. And they usually show them with a partner, because the point is they want to show them that this is the result that you want. And so when you think about your videos, what do you want your clients to feel? Do you want to like get under their skin a little bit? Are you the kind of person that likes to be edgy? Do you like to cuss? Do you like to fluff your people up? Do you like to have more of a boot camp instructor style? What's your archetype? Like, what do people usually say you are? Are you humorous? Do you like to make jokes? Think about this stuff, because you want to be really intentional about it when you're creating your videos, so that you have like a kind of like a consistency to your brand. And so how does that look? Do you have a specific type of backdrop that you like to use? Do you want to have birds chirping in the background? Do you want to be sitting in front of a creek or a waterfall? Do you want to have, just like think about that, like set the setting, the ideal setting that you want your clients to associate with you. Okay, cool. So that hopefully should be helpful in terms of helping you clarify your message, clarify your brand, get clear on what you want to talk about in your videos. And that's such a huge piece of being confident on camera. And so the next part of this masterclass is the 5 toys, aka equipment, that you need to create pro videos. And so the reason we call it toys, as you can imagine, is that so many people get overwhelmed by the concept of like video equipment, and they think that you're going to have to carry 20 pounds anywhere you go, and that, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to create the result that you want, and you're going to get stuck on how to do it and just overall feeling overwhelmed. What we're going to do here is we're going to really just simplify it. We're going to make it fun. And we are going to help you see that it's actually not as hard as you think that it is. And there's just 5 toys that you need, and you get to play with. You get to play with them. You get to have fun. This is where your creativity gets to come out. This is where you get to just have a blast and express yourself and just be authentic and be who you are, and not let the toys get in your way anymore. So the first one, you probably know this one, a camera. So I showed an iPhone here. We're Mac people. We really like the iPhone, but there are some amazing Android phones out there that are even better than iPhones. I hate to admit that, but they are. There are some cameras out there that are freaking amazing, which the other day, my brother-in-law took a picture of me with the newest iPhone. It looked just like our DSLR camera that we use in our professional shoots. I mean, it was like almost embarrassing. I'm like, really? really, your camera works like it blurred the background and it just looked so pretty. There's just so many things that you can do now with a smartphone. And all you need is a really good HD camera. And you want to have it in landscape. So what I mean by that is this one is in vertical. So it's in, I think they call it portrait. So this is in portrait where it's up like that. Let me get my phone. So this is portrait. Okay. This is my embarrassing little screensaver, a bird and a bear. Okay, so it's like this, right? That's portrait. What you want to do, you want to have your phone horizontally. This is called landscape. So that way it fills out the whole screen, and that you're able to, you know, you want to film like this because whenever you upload anything to YouTube, you want it to fill out the whole screen. Otherwise, it's just going to show, it's going to be like, you know, that on the screen. It's going to be just a sliver of that, like that. Sorry, it's going to show up like a sliver. So you definitely want it to be vertically. And then what you want to do is you want to stabilize it. So this is toy number 2. You want to get a tripod. And here's what's so cool. I mean, you can buy a tripod for $3,000. Or you can buy a tripod for like 10 bucks. You know, if you're doing this yourself and you're not a videographer, I mean, this one here that's on this camera, I think this was like 10 or 12 bucks on Amazon. It's clearly not going to be the most top of the line. You know, maybe you want to go somewhere right in the middle, 50 bucks, and read the reviews. There's so many options out there. That's why I'm not going to get into like recommending just one brand. We do that in our Video Marketing Made Simple course, where we actually go through and look at all of your equipment. We see what you have, and then we recommend specific things that are good for your home office or your situation. Some people really like to have that squiggly tripod that you can like put on the side of a car. Depends on your lifestyle. But don't get too caught up on the details of the brands. Like, just focus on reading the reviews and see what people think is really good. The most important part of having this tripod is you want to make sure that it has a iPhone or whatever your phone is adapter. So the tripod usually comes with the 3 legs, of course, and then you see that little handle on the right-hand side. Right above that, you'll notice that this tripod is specifically for smartphones. So most tripods that you buy are just going to come with the regular, you know, connector and that smartphone adapter. That's all you need to know when it comes to tripod, and that you want it to fit your phone. Usually you have to take your phone out of whatever your cover is. You'll notice that on this one, there's a little button that helps you to remotely film. So if you're sitting far back from your video or from your camera, you don't want to have to like stand up and walk over and click the record button. You can, I do it all the time, but this is a really nice little way to do it. So where you could be sitting and you just click that button, it hits the record, and then it clicks stop. So really inexpensive. So the main thing is you want the camera to be stabilized. You don't want it to be shaking around and moving around for your marketing videos. Now, here's the other thing. This isn't a hard, fast rule. Sometimes I'm on the go and I just use my selfie stick and I just want to film something, and I do it, and I don't let that get in the way of me sending my message out to the world. So although you want to have this, it's ideal to have, you don't want to get so caught up in having to have it. Okay, so that's your second toy. Third toy, you want to have good audio. So when there are different tiers of professionalism that you want to have for certain kinds of videos. So you'll notice nowadays everyone loves the real, the raw content. They don't even notice if you have a microphone or not for your vlogs and that kind of thing. I don't think that's as important for vlogs. However, if you're doing homepage videos, or you're doing testimonial videos, or you're doing an event promo video, a specific type of video like a webinar invite, or you're doing a sales video, especially sales videos, okay? You want to have good audio. what's really cool is that the iPhone has a pretty decent microphone if you're close enough. Now, if not, you want to get a smartphone adaptive microphone. We teach like specific tools to get. If if you want to know more about that and go in depth and get all the equipment and get like the bundle kit, we have that in our program. But in the meantime, just know that audio is so important. It is almost more important than framing. It's almost more important than lighting. It's one of the reasons that people bounce off of videos is because they can't hear what you're saying. They try to, it's just frustrating, when you're trying to listen to a video or listen to something and you can't hear it well, or there's a lot of really bad echo. It's not good. You really want to have good audio. And just like with tripods, you can spend thousands of dollars on the right equipment, or you can spend $20, $30 and get a really good microphone out there. The brand that I love specifically is Sennheiser because it's so good. I'm a singer, so I also like to have audio for my singing. And it's for me personally, it's so good. There's none of that humming in the background. It's just so clean. And there's different kinds of audio that you can get. But for you specifically with your smartphone setup, you want to just find like Rode is a good brand. And you just plug it and you have to make sure that it plugs into your specific phone. So Rode is a brand that is pretty good. Okay, so audio. All right, toy 4 is lighting. So you could go all out if you're going to do your home studio. I think it's a good idea to get a lighting kit. Get a good lighting kit. They're not that expensive and they make you look, okay, look at how Hans looks on the left-hand side with no lighting versus how Eva, one of our favorite, most ideal clients, looks right there in front of the lights. You can really see the difference, right? She looks lit up. She looks professional. She looks beautiful. She obviously looks really happy, so that helps. But she looks dang good. Jimmy, that's our production assistant. He looks pretty good too. You can notice that he has a light right on his face on our left, our right, his left, and the other side is just a little less lit up. Now you can play with it. You can totally make it more lit up on one side, less. Usually for marketing videos, we try to keep it pretty even. I'm going to see if I think I've gotten a little chat. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Claire says we can't see Hans or Jeremy. Huh. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Let me see. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to stop share just in case. And I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, Claire. Can you guys see my PowerPoint presentation?
Well, it's so funny that you said that because I wasn't looking at the picture close enough, but Hans is in the dark so much I couldn't even see him.
Okay.
That's what the difference light makes.
Okay, but you can see the PowerPoint presentation, right?
Okay. Yeah, the PowerPoint. In the picture, I was like, okay, does she have another picture up there? Because I can't see him.
Yeah,
see? In the picture, yeah, I can't even see it.
You can't even see him. That's exactly right. And that's why you'll notice, like, when someone looks in the dark in their videos, like, you don't even want to watch. It's hard to look. It's hard to see. And you definitely would not take that person seriously as a business owner. And so thank you, Claire. I'm going to go ahead and mute you again. Yeah, so it's so important to have good lighting. And here's what's also really cool. You can go all out. You can get the most awesome, expensive LED lights. Our team seriously spends like $1,500 per light. Okay, that's if you want to go all out, but I don't think you need to do that. There are other lights out there. There is a light that we use. It's an LED light that it's a round light. What I'm also going to do is I'm probably going to include some of the links to some of the lights I've mentioned just so that you guys have it, so you have an idea of it. But if you ever see like on Instagram or on Facebook, the makeup tutorials that girls do, or if you see someone like they look like really good, usually they have that round light. So a round light, and it's got, usually you could like put your camera right in the middle of it. Because it is such an awesome light. we should like partner up with them or something, because I love their products, and you could basically just put your your camera right in the middle, and then you have your light right around, and so it just creates a nice even light around your whole face. Now I just want to share something about my lighting right now. I love natural lighting, so when there's enough natural light in the room, you really don't need more lights. If I wanted to, I could have gone and set up a different light, and I could have had it right here, and it would have been really, really bright. But I just kind of wanted to be in the natural look, and I just messed with the different lights in the room. I faced myself towards a window, and I just kind of positioned myself in the room. Framing is a big part of actually creating videos. We're not going to get into the framing right now, because that's a little it's a little side note tangent from the purpose of this masterclass. The purpose of this masterclass is showing up super confidently on camera. Lighting is just so, I just feel like it's so important. It's so, so important. It really helps to kind of like blur out all of the imperfections. So lighting, do not forget your lighting. Okay, another really quick note about lighting is golden hours. Okay, if you're gonna film outside and you have good audio outside, sunrise and sunset, those are the best. The main thing is you never want to have shadows above you, because then you're gonna look like Ursula from the Little Mermaid. You're gonna look like you have big bags under your eyes. So you want to just like have that light straight on, and that golden light is just, oh, it's stunning. So if you're going to shoot outside and you want to leverage that light, that's why photographers do sunset, sunset shoots, sunrise shoots. Yeah, so that's some little stuff about lighting. I'm also going to be taking questions at the end. So, okay, cool. So toy 5, editing software. Yay. So this is something that has changed my life personally. So when I first joined in this business with Hans 5 years ago, he did all the editing. He's our editing wizard. He's amazing. And then we've hired on team to do editing for us, for our clients. But when it came time for me to film my own little videos, because I wanted to learn this stuff, which is really what like propped up the idea to even do this course, is I was like, I want to do this so that I can teach this. And I just love this stuff so much. And so what I found is I would get talking on video, but then sometimes I would go off on tangents, or I would lose track of what I was saying. So instead of having to start at the beginning, I realized if I just learned how to edit that part out, then I could just keep going and not have to worry that I'm going to look like a fool or a buffoon. And so I learned iMovie. There is, I believe it's called Video Maker. So if your PC or your Windows, there's a different one that's awesome. And it usually comes right with the computer that you own. And so it's a really simple editing software for beginners. So I'm going to talk about iMovie for this specifically, but we do train on PC for those of you that do need to know about PC in our Video Marketing Made Simple course. And we're launching that in the fall. I'll tell you a little bit about that as well. So editing software, it is a game changer. It can fix the lighting. It can help with audio. It can help with cutting out those flubs. And it really just like, you can add logo, you can add branding, you can add music. You can just really like boost up the professional appearance and the whole perceived value of your video. And this is why people have paid us the big bucks. Obviously, I mean, we use Final Cut Pro, which is much more advanced software. It's really great. I do recommend it if you're really wanting to learn editing, but chances are if you're here, that's probably not what you want to do. So I would stick with the really simple stuff with iMovie or with Windows Movie Maker, because it's really easy. It's actually not hard. And if I can do it, you can do it. So I had a little bit of a learning curve with it. Right in the beginning, you just have to learn what the buttons mean. And once you learn that, I've gotten addicted to it. And recently I just launched a blog called Honeymooning Forever. Hans and I just did. And I've been doing videos. I've been literally editing like 4 or 5 in a day, because each video that I edit takes me like 15 to 20 minutes. And this is like really simple. It's so much fun. I'm sitting there like laughing my head off doing it because it's so funny. Some of the stuff that I edit together. And it's just cool. It takes your videos from being a simple one cut, video to being an edited video that you can add all your branding and your logos and text graphics, and you can even add B-roll, which is something I'm not going to get into here, but that is like footage that accompanies what you're saying to add kind of like how a movie is. They have like little bits of footage that tells the story. So that's a fun fact. Editing can really help you show up more professionally on camera. Okay, cool. So those are the 5 toys. So I'm just going to recap those really quick. So a camera stabilizer or tripod, microphone, so good audio, lighting, and editing software. So that's what takes you from being an amateur to being a pro. And it's especially good if you want to be a vlogger. Okay, cool. So now we're going to go into the 3 principles of camera confidence. And this is going to help you conquer that inner saboteur and magnetize your audience. So before I learned these things, I remember thinking that I needed to just like have the best lighting, the best audio, and I needed to have the most awesome wardrobe, and I would totally just attract clients left and right. Little did I know, there was actually so much more to the story. I just got a quick question from Claudia. You said, what teleprompter would you recommend? I'm super happy to talk about that right after this section. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll answer that for you after this, okay? Because we're almost done here. So the 3 principles of camera confidence. So I basically had this idea that if I went super pro with all the technology, that would almost like make up for my lack of confidence or lack of self-worth issues. And that is what led me on a deep, deep, and sometimes dark journey of realizing that if I didn't like myself, if I didn't learn to enjoy my own voice, and if I didn't learn to like accept certain things about myself that I don't like I'll give you an example, okay? My teeth are crooked. And so for the longest time, I just like try to hide my teeth, or like I try to find the perfect angle so that I don't have so this doesn't look ugly. And I've had these moments of just like low confidence around that. And I am going to get my teeth done. I'm still going to do it, but I don't want that to stop me from sharing about being confident on camera, because I've created at this point hundreds of videos, and I feel like I'm pretty dang confident on camera, and I feel like I know how to get clients. And we built a multiple 6-figure business doing this. So it's like, maybe it's not the teeth that people care about. I also had acne, pretty bad acne for a long time. And it was so embarrassing because I didn't even want to walk out of the house without makeup on. And I certainly didn't want to do videos without makeup. So that was a really challenging time for me, as like how I look on camera. And makeup is amazing. So I'm not trying to say don't wear makeup, and just let it all hang out, but it shouldn't be something that you need in order to feel confident on camera. And so I've done a lot of videos where I'm actually wearing no makeup, where you see the under eye bags, where you see that my teeth are really crooked, and that you could see that maybe I'm not wearing my eyebrows or whatever. And I've made it a specific purpose for me in my own right to just love and accept myself. And so that does lead me to principle 1, which is around self-worth, and it's around quieting the inner critic. So when you practice loving kindness, your life changes, because not only can you show up more confidently on camera, but you have a compassion for yourself and all of your imperfections. You know, unfortunately, we all did not grow up with Kim Kardashian's looks, and we didn't grow up with, you know, those kinds of looks. And although some of us do have that, I mean, more power to you, rocket girl, and the models of our world. And that's awesome, you know? But if you don't feel like you have that level of beauty, especially for us women, this is speaking to the women specifically, we sometimes think like, I don't belong on video. Like Oprah was told that she should be on radio. So they told her, you know, you should just stick to radio. She's Oprah. Okay. We all, if she would have listened to that, our lives wouldn't have been impacted in the way that they're being impacted now, because she decided to ignore the naysayers that told her she wasn't beautiful enough. Same with Adele. They told her that she didn't have the look for Hollywood. And we are all unfortunately in that culture. And so we have to just remember that we are really all beautiful in our own way, and that we just got to rock what God gave us. Like I've always had an insecurity about not having big enough boobs. You know, I've got a great butt, but why didn't I get the boobs? You know? And so what I've realized and what I've learned is that instead of being teased about it, like growing up my whole life, my sisters teased me, which is probably why I was insecure about it. I learned that, oh my God, look at all these other beautiful, confident ass women that don't have big boobs. J-Lo, okay? Lady Gaga. Like there's so many incredibly talented, beautiful women that don't have big boobs. And what is it about them? How did they get so confident? And so I did a lot of deep inner work around that. And the loving kindness meditation was a game changer for me. And it really helped me just have compassion, and it helped me learn to rock my assets, no pun intended, but it helped me just rock like what I got, like what God did give me. Like I have 2 eyes, I have a mouth that I can talk with, I have a nose. Like I'm so grateful for my hair. I'm so grateful for my, you know, whatever. Like there's so many different things we can just be grateful for. So for you specifically, if you're feeling like you don't like your voice, or you don't like this or that about yourself, I challenge you to find 5 things that you love about said thing that you don't like, maybe what it does for you. So, you know, you can still want to change something about yourself, but it doesn't mean that you can't love it just the way it is. So that loving kindness, that self-worth, like digging deep, doing that work, so that by the time you show up on camera, it's just natural for you to feel confident. It's not like, okay, become 5 times more confident because you're on camera now. No, you've got to be just confident in life to show up naturally confident on camera, so that anybody, if they do click that record button and you don't even know it, maybe sometimes you're on candid camera. I don't know. You never know. You just want to be confident in life in general. You want to like yourself. So go into your own psyche and find out what it is about your own voice in your head that keeps getting in your way from hitting that record button and sharing your message. Cool. So that's principle 1, self-worth, loving kindness. I'm actually in the process of recording a loving kindness meditation that is a gift I'm going to be sharing on my website. So stay tuned for that too, because that's a really good one. I love doing guided meditations. So the other one is having the mentality of just being in service and stop making it about ourselves. Like it is so easy to think, how do I look? What am I saying? How am I being perceived? What are they thinking of me, right? What if instead you were thinking, how can I be in the most service to Judy, my ideal client? What can I say that is going to give her a breakthrough? How can my vulnerabilities and my weaknesses change her life? How can I turn my adversities into triumphs? And then how can I help bring others along the way? So you're shifting the focus from it being about me, my looks, to being about you and what is holding you back. Like, I found specifically doing market research was so big with that, because it really helped me get in tune with the pain of my clients, where they were telling me that, yeah, they were feeling overwhelmed with technology, or they were telling me that for whatever reason they were too busy to do videos. But when we really got down to it, and we really grilled down to like, what is it really holding you back? And they would say, well, I feel like I'm too old to be doing videos, or I hate my voice. That came up so much. Like, I hate my voice. I just like was like, oh my God, like, you don't even know. Like, that has nothing to do with showing up confidently on video. And in fact, we need more women who are getting a little older. We need more older women to show up. We need that, because for us younger women, we need to have mentors, and we need to have role models that are women. And so, like, I was able to realize that my perspective could really help them. And even though we have clients who are, 20 years old too, like, we have clients all over the place, but I'm just talking about like one specific group of people that I'm so passionate about helping them, because I know that they have a false thinking around why they shouldn't be doing videos. And so when I helped my clients to see that, no, you have something really valuable to share, they were able to realize that it's not about how they look. It's not about their age, whether they're too young, too old, too skinny, too fat. None of that mattered. It's about being in service to your people and focusing on their biggest pain points. And, the other thing that I found about being in service is that it's just so much more fulfilling to live life that way. Like, when you're focusing on helping other people, like for me, like, I love doing these kinds of classes because I'm able to share what I've learned along the way with working with hundreds of business owners and building my own business and getting out of my own way and my own self-worth issues or confidence issues, and helping them to grow their business and get on videos and have fun with it is so fulfilling to me. And so I get a lot out of being in service. And so thank you for being here, because you're helping me fulfill my purpose and fulfill what I came here to do in a way that I really enjoy. And I get to make my own rules, because we all know that I'm not really your corporate kind of gal anymore. So I love that I get to do what I get to do, and I get to share what I get to share based on my experience. And that's what I want for you too. It's like, based on your experience, what is going to help other people, your ideal clients? Okay. One thing I want to add about the ideal clients, and the reason why I keep saying ideal clients, is because when you're crafting your message and you're crafting who you want to talk to, yes, you're going to have people coming from all over. That's like the middle of the target, but you really want to focus in on who you really want to work with. You really want to do that, because if you don't do that, then you're going to end up just attracting a bunch of blah people. So you want to just focus in on that ideal client, and that helps you to be more confident, because you know that you're going to work with great people as a result. Okay, so the third principle, I think we got a question in here really quick. Okay, awesome. Claire has a client, so she's got to leave. Thank you, Claire, for coming. Mwah, love you. Okay, principle 3, and then Claudia, I'm going to get to answering your question. Okay, so the third one is clarity of your brand and clarity of your whole mission. Like, who are you? What are you here to do? What did God or Goddess, however you want it, Buddha, Yahweh, Jesus, whatever you believe, what did your God, your creator, assign for you in this life? And how do you see that you want to share that message or share that purpose with others? Whether that's being a CEO of your company, or whether that's mothering your 3 children, it doesn't matter. The point is, like, for you, getting clarity. Like, we work with nutritionists who their purpose of doing this is so that they could keep reminding themselves to stay healthy and eat healthy. And so that's why they help others do it, because it means that they have to really walk the walk. So dig deep, find your why. Like, why are you doing all of this? Why do you even want to do videos? It's such an important piece, because it's so much more important than the how. It's like, I got to this at the end. Reason being is because so many people want to learn the how and they want to learn that stuff. You give them what they want, but here's what you need, okay? What you need is get clear on why. Why? Is it because you don't ever want to go back to the corporate life? I don't know. Maybe you really want it. Maybe you want to work with corporate clients and help them to break out of, conditional thinking or factory line type of thinking. And maybe part of your purpose is to just like get rid of endocrine disruptors, or maybe you just have like something really specific. Like the people we work with are very purpose driven. They tend to have a really cool story about what brought them to what they're doing. It usually was a breakdown that led to a breakthrough, the hero's journey. That's what like every movie is built on, is why we tune in, is people have a story. They want to share something. And what's your story? What were your high points? What were your low points? What has gotten you to getting back to your high points, and how can you share that with others? So I've shared with you in this masterclass some vulnerable things about me, things that I'm insecure about, or things that could have held me back from doing videos. And I hope that me sharing that with you really gave you some fuel and gave you a way to look at your life differently and say, oh yeah, maybe I'm using this excuse that I want to lose 10 pounds before I hire a videographer to do my videos, or I want to wait until so-and-so happens for me to be happy, or I need to pay off my debt in order to do this or that. It's like, find whatever it is that's your excuse for you to not be doing videos, because videos are just a reflection. When you're doing videos, you have to share, from your heart. You have to be authentic and share what's coming up for you. And so if you're feeling like there's just something holding you back, it's usually because you're just not really tapped into that why of why you're doing what you're doing. Okay, so tap into the why and let the excuses go. Okay, because it's time. Everyone online wants to see videos of whether they're making a buying decision. They like to go to a website. Actually, I shouldn't say everyone. I would say about 80%. That's what the statistics say, the Gallup poll. About 80% of people, they watch videos. They prefer video content to written content. And so, you want to do videos, and if your clients want to see you doing videos, like, you got to be doing videos. And so that's basically it. We talked about your brand message. We talked about the 5 toys you need, and we talked about the 3 principles of camera confidence. So I hope this has been super helpful to you. I'm going to answer some of your questions, but in the meantime, I do want to extend an offer, because if you came here, this is something that you want to gain mastery in. This is an area that you want to solve. And I'm here to support you. That's what God put me on this planet to do at this point in my life. And I get so much satisfaction and fulfillment from this. And so if you specifically have struggled with getting your videos done, I would love to offer you a one-on-one video rockstar breakthrough session. And that is a 1-hour coaching breakthrough call with me. And we're going to be diving into your specific video marketing strategy. What kind of videos do you want to create? How does that fit with your business model and your 1-year goals? So we're going to dive into some of the things that are holding you back around that as well, specifically for your situation. And then we can explore if it's a good fit to work together on a deeper level. I had kind of mentioned that we are opening up registration for our Video Marketing Made Simple course, and that is opening up basically in July. So we're going to have that opening up, and we have a little bit like early bird registration happening right now. And that is a 3-month online course where you're going to be creating 5 flagship videos for your business. So your homepage signature video, testimonial videos, your turning point story video, some educational content videos, and vlog videos. And so we will cover some other things, but those are really the main things that we want to cover, and helping you to create from start to finish with the live coaching format and all that. So if that's something that interests you, sign up for this one-on-one breakthrough session. It is a $350 value, And it is my gift to you today for showing up. I really am excited to connect with you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, this is here. This is the gift, is if you have a confidence on camera, it takes practice. This is if you know you want to create videos consistently. And I'm here to help you enjoy it. I'm here to help you make it a habit. And this is where you're going to get your one-on-one breakthrough session with me. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. And I am going to include that link right now for you in the chat box. So Claudia, I'm going to go ahead and include that here. And I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm going to answer your question